Hello, gamers. It's been a little while. Man, with the whole news cycle that's going on right now, it's a real shame we don't have Norm Macdonald around. I'm sure he'd have some great wisdom to share with us. You know, I've been reading up about this Epstein fella, and I've got to say, the more I learn about this guy, the more I don't care for him. Yes, thank you, Norm. Very cool. What's the plan? Well, the plan here... Holy logistical footprint. Yeah, it gets worse. See, because this thing also has increased maintenance. This one ship costs... This one Hyperion costs about as much as a capital ship. He'd have a long-winded joke that takes 5 minutes to get to the punchline, and it's just Epstein Island. Yeah, basically. A classic Norm. But hey, I mean, he did fight cancer to a draw, so that's pretty impressive. Very impressive. And gamers. Correct. Yeah, so the idea behind this was, I was just playing around with this mod called Arculan Armada, because I wanted to see what it's all about. It's got like these weird pink ships that I guess are made of plastic in the lore. So I just wanted to play around and see what they were like, what their whole deal was. And then I found this. Just picked up a couple of Hyperions in a Legion. So naturally I had to grab them. I had no choice. Yeah, I simply was forced to do it. But you'll notice, I can't afford this. Like, this is 100 supplies a month. I'm level 1. I don't even have a story point yet. But we're gonna try. We're gonna see if this is doable. But the worst part is actually that I started this on Iron mode. So if I mess up, then that's just permanent. I mean, really the smart thing to do at this point would be to go here, go to this abandoned terraforming platform in the Corvus system, and just drop these ships off. Because, like, here's the problem. Like, how do you make money with this? Like, this thing is 39 supplies a month. This is 30. This is 40. So that's 109 supplies a month. Why do you think Alec reacts the way he does when you come back with the video? I think he's scared. He's scared of what it means. But that's, well, yeah, I mean, it is cheaper to pay storage fees, but you don't even need to pay storage fees if you just go to an abandoned terraforming platform. Did you say Hyperions are made of plastic? Well, they look like they're made of plastic, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the modded faction that I was playing around with. Because originally that was the idea. I was just going to play around with this one modded faction, and then I found these. So instead of continuing the save file, I decided this would be a good opportunity to try and do something really dumb, which is to actually keep these in the fleet. Yeah, it's like, you've heard of microplastics. Say hello to Tritachion's new macroplastics. All of those low-tech troglodytes think that they've got good armor. Well, we don't need good armor where we're going. We've got macroplastics. Half the strength, half the weight. What a deal. Hear me out. How much can you make from the black market? Do you mean selling the ships or like trading? Hello, BBG. Hello, Regal Eagle. Trading. I do have bulk transport, so I have some cargo capacity here. And I could easily buy like a buffalo or two. So I probably could just make money doing that. But why? Why would I do that? So here's the thing. There is a bounty. This bounty right here, 156,000. That is enough money that it would actually be worth carrying these ships around. If I could get that 156,000 bounty. The problem is, I don't know if these can actually kill that fleet. I'm not convinced. Because these are going to have officers, they're going to have like fleet-wide skills. Meanwhile, I have bulk transport. Now, to be fair, I did find a level 7 officer. And it's got the low-tech skill set, so doing pretty good there. It's just, ugh. I've tried it in the simulator. It does not seem very good. And this is kind of the problem that you run into, is that it seems like finding all these ships in the early game seems like a really big leg up, you know, like a really big boost. But they're not, you can't actually use them until the mid-game. It's just not practical. Especially since the Legion is slowing me down and I don't have augmented dry field. If you get rid of fighters and all in for arbalests and heavy mauler. It was very pleasing that one of the contestants in the last Brawl King had a single Centurion. For flavor. Well, I think 2 people actually brought a single Centurion. And the Centurion's really decent. Like, I think if you're looking at the frigates that are worth 4 deployment points, the Centurions might be the best option. Because you can throw on... Now, you can throw on some kinetics. You can get, like, an ion cannon. You can get an antimatter blaster. It's got a missile slot. It's kind of hard to kill because it's midline, so its shields are decent, but it's also got really good armor and damper field. I mean, if you throw safety overrides on it, you can go with, like, machine guns and an ion cannon. Get an antimatter blaster, and it can afford all the flux for that, and the safety overrides make up for its low speed. You know, it's pretty solid. Title, and I look inside this 2 Hyperions. Yeah, you can't afford this. Yep, but we're gonna try. That's the important thing. So, here's the thing. Let's look at Persian League. Okay. Faction defaults. We're talking how many? That's a lot more frigates than I think there actually is. What was it? Wait, hold on. We can probably copy it, right? I can just deploy the same things that they have. It's 2 Eagles, 2 Griffins, 1 Falcon, Sunder, and then Brawler. And then 5 other ships. Okay. And they've got D-mods too, let's not forget that. Maybe this is doable. Okay. So we're talking 2 of these, 2 of these. They have some D-mods. It was one of these, this, and then some smaller ships. So maybe like a couple more. Something like that. Let's see how it does. How many D-mods do they end up with? Let's have a look. Okay, that is... Why is there so many? Wait, that doesn't seem right. I have 2 to 4... What? Wait, 2 to 4? Doesn't that seem like a lot? Normally when they have D-mods, they're in the range of like 1 to 2. So these things have more D-mods than the actual fleet. Oh yeah, and it's as if all of the problems that this fleet has is not bad enough already. Also, I just had to pick up whatever weapons were lying around, because I didn't have a lot of options. I mean, I did get a couple heavy maulers and a couple hypervelocity drivers. It's not the end of the world, but it's like Squall plus Hydra. And then a light assault gun, because I just don't have anything else. I'm guessing you don't want spoilers on the seed? Yeah. Although, what you said earlier, it sounds like there's lots of other free ships just lying around. Which could be really fun. We'll have to see. Just got here. What's the premise for this run? The premise for this run is that I found a bunch of ships in like the first couple of months when I was playing off stream, and I decided I can't afford these, so it'd be really fun to take these onto stream and see if we can make it work, because it seems really hard. Normally I would just throw these into storage and come pick them up later. But like, where's the fun in that? Right, that's boring, practical, sane solution. Yuck. What we want here is something crazy. I mean, they're holding them off, but they're not really killing anything. Oh, wait, hold on. I stand corrected. They might kill this. They almost killed the Griffin. Nice. But yeah, the Hyperions are not... Considering that they're 15 deployment points and 30 supplies a month, they're really not carrying their weight in the early game. Like, come on, little guy, do something. Kill something, please. So I think that's going to be part of the equation there. I'm going to have to order one of them around to actually kill stuff. In fact, I think I'm probably going to save scum this battle if it doesn't go well. Even though I'm on Iron Man, I'm just going to restart the game. Because I've at least got to get through the first one, right? Yeah, good decisions. We at Big Brain Energy have never heard of such things. That's exactly right, Michael. That's exactly right. Don't get logic and don't let logic get in the way of a good time. Let's see, fuel tanks are not entirely full, so we can... Alright, I've already bought the fuel. That's why. I think I have enough fuel that I can get there anyways. Let's see, red primary star, so it could be any of these. Metallic world, let's go. One of the downsides is we're going to be very slow. Rocking that 14 burn. Hold on, let's get more people in here to judge your action, Brain Man. Good lord. I mean... Now this is a bit... This is a bit excessive, don't you? You will be judged. Again. Yeah. That is, I mean, they can't judge me. Look, you can send out memberships all you like, but if I throw these people into Talons instead of, you know, the review board, they're not going to live long enough to judge my actions. Bet you didn't think about that, did you? Well, half the stream just got memberships. Yeah. These are something... We're doing some crazy numbers right now. Things are going wild. Stole all those memberships from the Director of Special Circumstances. Well, it is very helpful because, you see, my apartment that I live in didn't have air conditioning. Now, that sounds bad, but I am in Canada, so it's survivable. But for the last few years, there's always like 1 week in summer where the heat and humidity is so bad that it's just like, it's just impossible to sleep. Like, I just go for like a week where I get like 2 hours of sleep every night because of that. But thanks to the charitable donations on stream, I bought air conditioning. And I have air conditioning now for the first time. So thank you very much. I like being able to sleep in the summer. Dodged. Better luck next time, UFRO. Easy dodge, droop ears. LKM dude, dodged. Man, you guys are really good at dodging. Have you tried being slower? I just had to pay 8K to replace my central air. Oof. So that's why he is cooler guy. True. Exactly. Imagine needing AC, laughs in Swedish. Honestly, yeah, maybe I should just move to Sweden. I like the winter. I might be the only Canadian who actually likes the winter. Everyone complains about it. Nobody likes shoveling snow. I prefer shoveling snow to being hot as hell. Because I mean, when I look in the mirror, I'm already smoking. What can I say? Imagine needing a heater, laughs in Aussie. Germans in shambles at your AC comment. I think Germans are just in shambles in general. Wouldn't you say? Man, if only I had 3 more heavy machinery. No, not 3, 7 more. Because it does have ruins. Maybe if I kill these guys, I can get some. Although probably not 7, because they're just a bunch of little guys. Oh, and something I found convenient recently is switching Sustained Burn to 3 and Active Sensor Burst to 5. It's just easier. It's more convenient. 3 is a lot easier to hit, and I'm going to be using Sustained Burn a lot more than the scanner. What kind of ship that you look for early game? Usually frigates, but like not this one, because this one has high maintenance, very expensive. Instead getting Omens, Tempests, Scarabs. You know, once I get navigation, maybe throw in some destroyers as well. Like the Sunder or the Manticore. Those usually take care of early game fights pretty well. Overcargo capacity. Well, let's take care of that. Okay. I probably should have tagged the bounty as important. There we go. So, the first 2 that I looked at were wrong. Or... who's this? Why were they running towards me? Oh, they're just some random party. No bounty on them. I guess you guys can live. Did something new come out, or just a regular stream? More or less, this is just a regular stream. The basic concept is I was playing off stream, and in the first couple of months, I found a bunch of free ships. And so now we're going to try and do bounties with them in like the first year, which is normally not a great idea, very risky. But that's exactly the kind of thing that sounds like it could be fun. Dump some of that. There we go. There's my loot pinata. Oh, they've got a monitor in there. Nice. See, look at that. All of them have 1 to 2D mods, but when you go to the simulator, that's not an option. Isn't that strange? Take it, take the brick. Take the weapon industry cinder block. Yeah, Dominators and Lashes with ECCM Salamander spam. Well, if you're going to do that, you can give the Dominators Vigilances as escorts. because then they have fast missile racks that can spam their medium salamanders. If you find other Legion 14s, will you use them as well? Yes. What mods are installed? They're in the description. Big on early game Afflictor and LP Brawler. Yeah, they can be really effective. Although I did make the mistake of not thinking about peak performance once, and I was flying around in early Afflictor and I just kind of ran out because it didn't have phase crawl tuning yet. Or hardened subsystems. Give me your Steam account so I can gift you. Well, we'll worry about that after the stream. But thank you, Jacob. Yeah, another option instead of the Vigilance would also be the Condor, because it has the same system, but instead of being a frigate, it's going to be a carrier. It's going to have some fighters for support. Of course, the downside being that the Vigilance can actually move out of the way when it's in danger, and the Condor just dies. But in theory, a Condor sitting behind a Dominator could work. If I know what your Steam account is, you'll be drowning each summer sale in games you will never have time to play. Oh no. No, don't do that. That sounds scary. Oh no. Level 1 Goblin will not drop good loot. Yeah, that's what I'd like to tell these guys. Castor. Only 54%. Like, come on. Come on. Ridiculous. Absolutely nonsensical. I see so many sketchy gacha games in the future. Oh yeah, Steam does have those, doesn't it? Good old hentai games. So I may want to put an ignore order on this. Unfortunately, I don't have extended shields yet. It's too early, so I can't quite get as aggressive with these as I want to, because I just want to tell them to dive the enemy fleet and ignore everything. But I don't know if that would work, because they would actually get shot in the engines. I mean, they're already getting hit in the engines thanks to those Hydras. I think the center's exposed enough that we can pull it off. Man, you guys make this look complicated. Just teleport. It's so easy. There we go. Beautiful. Perfecto. And then this Falcon's going to be isolated, so we can surround that. Oh, my flagship's about to die. Thanks, AI. Very cool. I forgot. If you leave the Wayfarer to try and do that, it's just going to kill itself. You have to manually pilot it. But I'm busy focusing on the Hyperions, so, you know, I think that's fair. Okay. Bruh. Okay, let's just cancel that. You guys are being a little bit... It's a little bit too much. Let's chill a little bit. Let's relax. It's gonna be okay. think what we're going to do is get you over here. Get you guys to engage this thing. See how that does. Well, I mean, this eagle's kind of facing the wrong way, but I doubt that's going to last. And I'm also running out of orders. Yeah, it's just going to turn around. And that's the problem, is that this legion's just got to fight off everything. I don't know how it's going to do it. And now I'm out of orders, so I can't tell them to do anything. Which is not a problem you run into in the simulator. I mean, piloting manually would make this a lot easier, but I also just don't have any combat skills, because I'm level 1. Get him. I don't know why it's split firing. It's like you could have killed the eagle here, but it's split firing. It's like, oh no, I've got to shoot at this vigilance to scare it, I guess. Very cool. And I have no command points, as much as I want to tell this guy to attack this. Just attack it. It's a griffin. Just attack. Okay, it did kill the vigilance. Good job. Now kill the eagle. Go. Burn. Yes, burn. We must believe in the level 7. Okay, dragonfires are kind of scary, to be fair. Block that. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, now we can tell both of you to kill that. Excellent. Alright, we're going places. Yeah, see, it's just getting scared by all of these missiles when they're really not that scary. That's a brawler down. This griffin is basically dead. Yeah, of course one of them got destroyed. Oh, will you just attack the enemy? Or, okay, I see. That's too complicated for you, is it? It's too difficult. You just had to drive forward. I know there's missiles in the way. Just drive forward. Man, Hyperions are bad. 0 out of 10. Yeah, I refuse, basically. Yeah, I think the pilots are steady, because that's just the personality I found them with, and I don't have story points to change it. So I guess, well, I mean, that kind of solves the supply rock problem, right? Or maybe I'll recover them. That'd be a real shame if I could recover them. Well, let's see if the Legion can actually outlast these guys. And the Shepherd's even running out of combat readiness now. Yeah, the Legion just needs to get more aggressive now. It needs to pick something and kill it. Come on. Go. I need you to be a little reckless here. Go. I mean, the Griffin's just making it easy. Right, it's right there. Go. The Eagle's not that scary. Go. Come on. No, it's just not moving. Alright. I guess we'll just leave it. It does seem to be winning this 1v3 anyways, so I guess it's not the end of the world if it doesn't do anything. Yeah, just venting mid-combat, not a problem. Not scary when you got armor. It's even killing the monitor. Look at that. Even though it's set to ignore, it somehow almost killed it. In fact, it did kill it. It continued shooting at it, even though there was an ignore order. So I guess the ignore order is not perfect. Or maybe some kind of bug caused it to ignore the ignore order. A little bit of irony there. But this is the problem you run into, is like split firing. Which, I mean, I guess putting pressure on multiple ships does force them to stop being aggressive. But it also means that you're not really making much progress. Now we're starting to take hull damage, so the armor's run out. It does have plenty of hull, though, so it's got that going for it. It's like, yeah, just finish off one of them. Just pick one. I am tempted to just retreat the Shepherd and then click full assault and see what the Legion does. So I think I'll do that. This Eagle's apparently running away. Well, that makes things easier. Where are you turning? Why are you turning upwards? Turn downwards. Come on now. You know, be reasonable about this. Go. See, look, it's turning. Like, where is it pointing? Like, if we look at this, it's turning upwards right now. Why? What are you attacking? I've told you to attack this. Or are you trying to point at the ship that's off the map? There we go. Come on. Hit that burn drive. You know you want to do it. Intercept vector? I mean, that would make sense if it had, like, hard points. Okay, so the Shepherd did retreat. Let's just click this. Excellent. Okay, go. Hit that burn drive. I think the pilot forgot where the burn drive button is. I'm a little worried about him. I'm starting to think he's just going to let the enemy get away. He just doesn't know where the burn drive is. You know what? Maybe he just used up all of his charges. You know, you only get like 10 burn drives a battle. Or at least that's what he seems to think. I don't know why. Like just use burn drive. Did you forget how to use it? I guess he must have hit his head during the battle and got a little amnesia. Steady personality moment. Well, that's the thing, is earlier he was using it just fine. Oh, there it is. Look at that, he finally remembered. Very good. So we did win. And, isn't that a shame? I can recover them. I can even recover an Eagle, too. This is going to bankrupt me. What are those bombers? Modded Run? Yeah, they're from Oculin Armada. Because that was originally what I was going to do with this save file. I was just testing out one mod. You know, in my free time. Plans changed when I found Double Hyperion. Hey, look at that. Level up. I'm thinking might want some field repairs instead of going for combat skills. I think we'll just keep up what we're doing right now. We're going to skip the combat skills and go all in on fleet. And between these two, I think we might need makeshift equipment a little bit more because of all the high maintenance. This might actually end up affordable. A little bit risky. Yeah, let's recover that. Why not? We're recovering a ton of things already. Let's add more junk to the pile. But yeah, 150,000. and it was barely doable because I found all these officers and these 3 ships. But it was doable. Despite all of my complaining, it turned out fine. Or you know what? Maybe it's because of all my complaining. That's probably why the crew was working as hard as they did. Yeah, we can go to Galatia now. I used to build BB used for Eagle with the phase lances and triple autocannon, became my go-to. Yeah, it does work pretty well, doesn't it? You get some nice kinetic DPS from all of your ballistics, and the phase lances are just pretty flux efficient for a anti-armor weapon. In the medium slot, anyways. You can use it, and it's like they're both really flux efficient for the role that they fill, and also you can make up for the lower range with advanced optics. It's kind of a nice little sweet spot for those medium energies. You staying in the Wayfinder as your flagship? Yeah. It gives me a way to at least distract the enemy a little bit. Despite my complete lack of combat skills. Oh yeah, and I've also got this thing. So this is one of the Oculan Armada weapons, and I think it's kind of just better than some vanilla weapons. It's 4 ordnance points for a hybrid weapon. 650 range. Right, it's kind of like a cross between an ion cannon and a small slot cryoblaster for 4 ordnance points. It's just good. It's just really good. Probably a little too good for compared to the vanilla stuff, but hey, no one asks for. I don't think when I download Oculan Armada with the pink ships, I'm not expecting perfect balance here. But if you are using Oculan Armada, this Sheena, yeah, use that. Seems pretty good. Let's just head over here. Data core, data core, data core. Money, data core. Thank you. Nebula scan, sure. Scientific retrieval. Yep. Neutrino detector, cool. Pirate technology. We'll do that. Now I need fuel. Data core, I hardly knew her. Very humorous. Good one, Droopy Ears. I mean, considering the mods that we've got for this game, some people have tried to data core. And there's a lot of broadswords here. Although these fighters have been doing surprisingly well. Interceptor drone. I don't think I need to change them. The Cancer Elite drone. I mean, if modded content has taught me anything, I should probably be spamming these because they're going to be stronger than all the vanilla fighters. Right, I have also, let's see, volatiles. Probably gonna want some of those. Outfit this thing. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a flawless design. Look at that, beautiful, incredible. Only got the one laser though, that's a bit unfortunate. But I'm sure it'll be fine. we'll just go with that for now. Do I have any others? You know, I could try piloting one of these myself. Maybe the Vigilance. If I can get a good missile. Because I think... Yeah, speaking of, like, ships you could pilot with no combat skills, this might be a good one. Because you could put, like, a Salamander here, and just fly around in, like, a burst laser for point defense. I guess for now I'll do a flak. You could just fly this around as a player, and then wait for the right opportunity to just fire off a massive volley of Salamanders and disable something's engines. Because a lot of the time the AI just fires them off whenever. But if you can... You as a player can time it right, so you actually just, like... know you're going to disable something. You would download a DRM protected hydroponic farm blueprint, would you, Dee? Would you? How scandalous. I would, and there's no one in the hegemony powerful enough to stop me. Or at least, they won't be. Right now they could stop me, so don't tattle. Yeah, I think I am going to pilot this thing. Let's see, range 2,000, damage 4,000, but it is fragmentation. Blast effect triggers twice in the same explosion. What? This does a lot of stuff. It's only 5 ordnance points. Maybe I should just take the Typhoon. Oh, this one is regenerating ammo. But it's even cheaper than a Pylum. Maybe it's just broken. Maybe that's what's going on there. Let's see. Bulkheads. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Behold, a flagship. Yeah, clearly this should be like the next thing I talk about in the flagship series. It's like, hey guys, try piloting the Vigilance. It's really good, I promise. Oh, this thing is just rapid fire. Huh. Yeah, fast missile racks really doesn't do anything here. And it takes a long time to regenerate. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't have ECCM, do I? No, it's not unlocked yet. I guess I'll just go for a Typhoon. In fact, I'm tempted to go for safety overrides. Because then... Oh yeah, this is the correct way to pilot this. 100%. I think if I try to fight that, I'll just die instantly. But yeah, as soon as any of these get distracted, you can just drive up behind them. Oh, I should turn that off. Yeah, I actually like switching between holding shift and then letting it go. I don't know why. I just like piloting that way. Man. You got to remember that the lateral momentum does get added to your volleys, so be careful with that. Also, yeah, let's drop this for now. I think auxiliary thrusters would help a lot. There really is no cheaper option, huh? Well, I guess we're doing this now. I don't need no point defense. I just need a Reaper and a Dream. You might not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. But yeah, I think if I can get like a thumper or something, I'll drop both of these. Grab that. If all you need to Reaper, just be Kite. Yeah, a Kite would probably do the same job better. Because it wouldn't need safety overrides. It's already fast enough. But I don't have a Kite. I have a Vigilance. I guess I could buy this. But I'm not going to do that. We'll be fine. I think what I really need is more cargo space. So we just do not have enough. Now if I go to... Well, let's check our fuel capacity. Not great either. This damn Legion is eating it all. I can't buy this Prometheus. What's that? Erratic fuel injector. Not ideal, but I think we can live with it. We are working our way towards hull restoration anyways. I mean, we'll just buy it now and then never have to worry about fuel capacity ever again. And Scion of Jupiter, you can get scrapped. Now this guy... Yeah, it's already got maximum burn 8 because of bulk transport, so I don't need to militarize it. Can even go further like that. Actually, we could fit this so that it works in combat. We could take the rarely seen combat Prometheus. I would just need a little bit more on the kinetics. Well, back here would probably be Vulcans, right? Yeah. Get a little bit of vents. Get like a shield. Oh wait, we probably don't need that many vents. Oh, I don't have shield shunt. Ah, that's a shame. It's got 1200 armor and 1.2 efficiency, so shield shunt's pretty solid. I guess instead we can go... Okay, I can drop that. It's not really necessary. This is the kind of thing where S-modding this would be pretty useful. And doesn't it have flares? Yeah, maybe I can just skip the point defense. Look at that. It's beautiful. You might this is just a beast. Put it up against the Falcon. Let's go. Wasn't there a YouTube video of someone using 6 or 7 Prometheus to take out a space station? Yeah, I did do that once. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the only one that can actually reach is the Heavy Mauler. Oh, no, it got in range. It's firing the light autocannons. Look at that. And it's also smart enough that it just keeps venting every time it gets up any amount of flux. Because its armor can take it. Although it is actually taking damage. Heavy armor would make a pretty big difference here if I S-mod that. Don't think I'm going to, though. I will just leave it at that. We're not sending this thing into combat. It'll never happen. This is a little weird. Let's sort that. Okay, and now we want storage capacity. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that somewhere else because it doesn't look like you guys have any good options. What else do I need? Yeah, I think I just need to visit some other stations to see if I can get some good equipment. And then off we go. What's the price on these? I mean, it's not bad. Could sell them. Go over to Nortia. Make a little bit of cash along the way. Luxury goods. These are also selling pretty nicely. Kruor. Okay. Luxury goods at Kruor, these at Nortia. They're both in Asconia. Excellent. And then we can go do some of these. Well, are they a good idea? Exploration missions are not going to be as profitable when I'm lugging around a whole ass capital ship. But I think we could do it anyway, so I think we'll be fine. Black market in this fleet, you better believe it. Man, that is the saddest, like, picket fleet I've seen. Like, I'm out here burning at 14 and he still failed to catch me. That's kind of pathetic. Like, you should just be fired after that. That's embarrassing. Let's see if I can get through here without... Yeah, slip right through the storm. And then, of course, I take one here. Oh, yeah, and part of the expenses is... Look at that officer payroll. Like, I get a Legion, so I have to get a bunch of crew to fill it. And then also the level 7 officer, well, they are good. These guys are costing me a fair amount of money. So even with the stipend, I'm already in the negatives. Oh, look, ECCM. Excellent. And 3 phase lances. That's exactly the right number. Syndria, you shouldn't have. So Kruor, this is the one that you can sell for big money. I mean, not like a ton of money, but it's a little bit extra. How different would this game be if the AI knew how to use sustained burn? Oh, it would be quite different. Maybe that is the power of John Star Sector. His real ability was sustained burn all along. You know, for cargo capacity, I guess I could go to Syndria and just pick up an Atlas, but Venture's also not bad. There's a Shrike in perfect condition as well. And an Omen in perfect condition. Let's double check these weapons. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick up the Shrike because I don't think I have any weapons for it. Let's drop that. I guess we can leave the burst laser like that and then do like basic PD lasers on the side. That seems fine. It does make these feel a little overkill. Like triple phase lance and harpoons. Plus, don't have the flux for it. Might actually want to stay here. Might actually want to stay with this. Looking surprisingly practical. Anti-armor's not great, but at least like harpoons with missile autoloader give it something. And then the burst laser gives it something. Hull damage isn't really, like, this will take care of the hull damage. It's really just the anti-armor. But I think it'll be fine. The real problem is the lack of officer. Yeah, I think I should just... The vanilla spawn rate for officers feels a little low. At stations, anyways. I do have a... Like, I can just change the settings to crank that up, but I didn't. I'll do that next time. Newcomer have a hard time even on easy difficulty or navigating the trade menu for some reason. Yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming to learn everything. Oh yeah, they have this thing in the Ocular Armada. It's a hard flux energy, large energy with 1,200 range. And even though it's an energy weapon, it does 150% extra damage to shields. Like the things people come up with for modded weapons are just like so out of like the bounds of the normal rules that sometimes it's kind of hard to evaluate them. Well, yeah, it's like, that seems crazy, right? But it's also got 120 DPS for a large weapon. So that 150% means that it does the same DPS to shields as a pulse laser. And when you put it that way, it doesn't sound as crazy. But then again, it's only like 4 more ordnance points than a pulse laser. Like, the real downside is that it requires a large slot. I'm sure we'll find a way to abuse this later on. You know, maybe throw this on a Paragon, get 2,400 range. The only problem is, just, again, the DPS is a bit low. So I guess you could put like these rubies in like the turret slots on a Paragon, and then put plasma cannons in the front slots. So that way at long range you can you have these two things that can pelt them at like insane ranges. But then when the enemy gets close, you can pulverize them with plasmas. I mean, that could work. Do the ruby ships just have a ton of overslide slots? I've only looked at a couple of their ships, but so far that kind of looks like that, yeah. They do just have a bunch of like large slots. The music is making me lock in. Well, hold on. There we go. Now you can lock in even harder. Alright, I do have extended shields now, so I can fix this problem. Because that was a pain. Let's see. Phase lances are not quite what I'm looking for. Oh, you know what? Machine gun. I mean, yes, torpedoes are nice, but machine gun. Because I do like this setup, the Mining Blaster, Ion Pulsar, machine gun. I don't have that other Mining Blaster yet, but we can fix that later. No Thumper, interesting. Once again, no large missiles. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think I can drop the light assault gun. There we go. We can stop pretending that that's a real weapon. You know what, maybe I should S-mod this, because I do like going with 5 hypervelocity drivers and S-modding that as an endgame option. So starting that now would be a decent idea. Unfortunately, they've only got heavy maulers. But yeah, I mean, I could start with this. I'm going to be keeping this around for a while. Oh, and I do have ECCM now, so I could try S-modding that. Although, I don't think it's necessary right now. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, okay, I think this fleet's looking good. Just need extra cargo capacity. I could buy those mules, but I think we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way and get some Atlases. It's a lot simpler. Wouldn't LAC be better than LDAC due to range and less spread? I mean, yeah, there's kind of a debate between the two. Right, the single one has a little more range and better accuracy, but for one where the dual one has significantly better DPS. The thing is, I think it's already got long range. Like, it's already... Like, regardless of which one you use, they're not going to be able to keep up with, like, the main weapons are the I mean, really what I should be doing is putting Vulcans here, honestly. That's what I should be doing, you know, never mind that. Because, like, whatever weapons I put here are not going to keep up with the range on all of the main guns. Now, that can be okay if what you're putting here is, like, light needlers, because, you know, that means you have like, standoff weapons, and then some shorter range light needlers can be fine, because they do burst damage. So if the enemy tries to close the distance, you slam them with a bunch of light needlers, and that drives their flux up and forces them to back off. But for these, I'm kind of using them for the same purpose, just worse. And I really don't think that's necessary, so I'll probably just get Vulcans instead. But then again, I do have a dual flak on the nose. So maybe I don't need that. Maybe I'll just leave it as it is. Heavy machine gun spam, elite point defense. I mean, yeah, that is pretty good, because it is very flux efficient and good DPS. But even with the extra range from elite PD, it does require you to get pretty close. I mean, yeah. It is a pretty funny build, so I'll think about it. But I just kind of like the long-range Legion builds more. It's crazy. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I might switch over to it later. Because you could do, I mean, if you're going to do it at that point, you have to like fully lean into the meme and go with shield shunt, right? You have to completely, like, 100% commit. Go 5 machine guns. No, not even 5 machine guns. You can even fill the small slots too. So 13 machine guns with Cyclone Reapers and shield shunt. Like, if you're going to do it, you're kind of obligated to commit. Defensive targeting unit with Warthogs. With Warthogs? Yeah. I would probably consider broadswords, yeah. Your logistical costs gotta be awful. Oh, they are. But don't worry, I'm not level 1 anymore. I'm level 3. We did manage to win a battle. Despite being a level 1 goblin, I did manage to kill the adventurer. Alright, now surely they have astrals here, right? Or not astrals, atlases, but no, of course not. Sindri and Dictat, you have let me down. There's also a pristine eagle, which I could scrap my current eagle and just buy that one. See, damaged weapon mounts. I mean, the structural damage kind of sucks, but it's mostly going to rely on shields, so it's probably not the end of the world. And it is going to get repaired for free, thanks to the magic of... Oh, look, shield shunt. Very cool. Thanks to the magic of hull restoration once I get it. Well, the efficiency overhaul, that's going to be nice. Slap that on there. Save ourselves a little bit more. Make our logistical profile a bit less nightmarish. I should spend something on that gets bonus XP, so that I can actually level up a little faster. Which makes it tempting to pick auxiliary thrusters here. I don't have expanded magazines, do I? Oh, I do. Okay. I could do that. That is an option. Is there mining blasters here? No. Or I could just get hardened subsystems for now. Just do that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. For the time being. So now we've filled up the bonus XP here, which will make it easier to hit level 4, and then that'll get us more story points, which we can spend to then hit level 5. Brilliant. An ingenious plan. But an Atlas really would be nice. What else would I want for my fleet? I mean, I've got a cruiser, I've got all of this. What's missing? Maybe some chaff. Throw in some Centurions. Yeah, I mean, they're only 26,000. We can easily throw these in. I think the cost-benefit ratio there is pretty good. Great little distraction. Let's see. I've only got one dual machine gun. Okay, I can just buy more. Ion cannon. Don't have any antimatter blasters, so I'll just have to use a missile instead. Yeah, let's go with a Reaper. I don't see why not. Max that out. Let's see, what else do they need? Frontal shield conversion is pretty nice. They don't have an officer, so that can help. Yeah, we'll just copy that. Great for harassment. Alright, so like earlier I was using the, the Wayfarer and the Shepherd to protect the Legion from being flanked, but now I can just use these things. And they should be able to do the job much more effectively. Alright, let's throw this into the simulator and see if I cooked. Let's just crank up the points a little bit. Or maybe not. Pegasus. 6 hammerheads. But the thing is, it's weird, because this doesn't seem to be generating the same way that the fleets generate. Because they're generating more like this. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. We're outnumbered 100 to 196. 3 hours of shipbuilding, here we come. That's the Star Sector experience. If you're not getting 3 hours of shipbuilding, then you're not getting your money's worth. And it only gets worse as you add more mods. Alright, that's one taken off immediately. Good job, fighters. Thank you, fighters. Very cool. Oh, look at that. The flak cannon actually managed to take out the Dragonfire. Very good. Oh, you know what? Speaking of ways to spend story points, I really should mentor these officers in the Hyperion so that they're aggressive, because the steady officers are just not quite cutting it. I think leaving the Legion steady might be fine, because it's kind of like a hammer and anvil strategy, right? Like towards the end of the fight, once the Hyperions died, it was getting annoying that it wasn't being aggressive. But before that point, sitting at a standoff distance and trying to fight everything is a great way to distract the enemy so that the Hyperions can go for a flanking maneuver. The only reason that didn't pan out as effectively as I wanted it to is because the Hyperions weren't... Well, they lacked that back shield coverage, so I couldn't order them to be too aggressive. And also, they just have steady personality. So I think leaving this at more steady personality will be fine, as long as the Hyperions are more aggressive. Did you see that? The autoloader harpoons, it just helped finish that off. And the Eagle wasn't even close to it. And that's the power of long range. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm here. Distracting this hammerhead. Very cool. But yeah, it looks like this is... We can punch way above our weight class already. I mean, this thing is going to be... Let's just ignore that. You can go somewhere... Yeah, just... There you go. Yes. Yeah, they're a little too scared of just basic gazers. Which, I mean, for most frigates that's fine, because they are going to be overwhelmed pretty easily. But the Hyperion, it's gotten enough dissipation that it should be fine. But how did you end up all the way over here? Are you really that scared that you needed to run halfway across the map? Man, it really is just the Legion doing all the work here. That's crazy. It's got to be because it lacks weaponry. It's got to be the weapon setup that's causing it to be all goofy. Right, that's the only explanation. Right, it's probably thinking that because it only has an ion cannon and machine guns, it's probably tagging them as like not being good enough weapons to fight the enemy. Because like this is just weird. Like get in there. You just attack. I promise it's not that hard. And see, that's what, like, there we go, Damper Field. That's part of why that's so good. It's like the Gorgons and the like can overwhelm the shields of a lot of ships, a lot of frigates. But whenever the Centurion's in trouble, it can just click Damper Field and just ignore the damage. Alright, it does look like we're winning, though. I am going to want... So I could S-mod hardened subsystems, S-mod auxiliary thrusters, and then that should be able to get me a nice antimatter blaster right here. And I suppose that'll be fine. I mean, a repair unit would also be nice. Because it is going to be taking EMP damage. But oh well. Yeah, I think part of what we can do here is, because they have steady personalities, they're not considering... They are currently not considering their point defense weapons as proper weapons. But if I change it to aggressive, they should be fine. Yeah. I think we'll be fine here. I don't really want this thing to be aggressive, but, you know, it's just a casualty in the name of changing the personalities. You guys... I mean, this one already has, like, a great skill set for what it's doing. Look at that. I got pretty lucky not only with the ships that I found, but with the officer skill sets. Like, low-tech level 7 officer. Perfect for the Legion. This guy is perfect. I just need him to be aggressive. Do I need to take this off for something else? I don't think it... Like, with safety overrides, I don't think the flux reduction really matters. It's got way more dissipation than it needs anyways. And between all of these options, I think it's going to be target analysis. It's going to make its ion pulsar much more effective. Because this isn't... Like, this will add a little bit, but not a crazy amount. And this guy's going to get replaced. I don't think... it's close. You know, these are mostly good skills, but the impact mitigation's a bit odd. Regardless, I am going to want him to be aggressive so that this works a little better. Alright. It's pretty cool. But if they don't have the Atlas here, where am I going to find one? Yeah, Atlas. There it is. It says everybody sells it. I guess I'll just check everyone. And before I go, I need to visit Nortia. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's right. You're not going to find anything. Does Abyssal Dweller heal armor? No. It only heals hull. Yeah, these are still selling at a very good price. Nice. Hardened shields? Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Let's take that. Stability 0. Well. I mean, sucks to be you. I should probably just carry these around because medium sabos, I don't know if I'm going to use them, but they are just good. So, might as well grab them. Yeah, I didn't think you guys would have much that I want. Surprisingly, this fleet's coming together pretty quickly. Okay. So yeah, I think we're just going to go exploring, look for a nice little atlas. And then we're going to go make some more money. You know, surely Kazaron, right? Kazaron shipyards. Famous for making ships and yards. They've got to have an atlas. Where the lobsters at? Who is this, DJ Khaled? Bring out the lobster. Try Kulan. Let's see, Kulan. I think I'll well, I'm going to check Kazaron, then I'm going to go pick this up, and if I don't find it at Kazaron, I'll go over here after. That's the route I'm taking. From my experience, Sindri is likely to have an atlas. Yeah, just got unlucky. It usually does. So-called anti-domain freethinkers when Lobter. Absolutely true, Spore Cool. You know, so-called freethinkers when I bribe them with lobster. Suddenly the Sindrian Suddenly the literal dictatorship is actually cool. Curious, isn't it? Okay, well, this stabilized shield's good. Yes. I do have hardened shields too, so we can drop that, pick this up. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that's... Do you guys have mining blasters? No. Oh, I picked the wrong one. I mean, both of those are good. 3 ordnance points for 150. Manages to beat out safety overrides, which is kind of impressive. Because even if I spent this on vents, that's only 60, not 150. One of the rare cases. Or do you actually want to do that? I guess I'll set this up. Do I need to do anything here? Not really. I'll just leave it. Okay, I think that's good enough. Hey, Atlas! That I can't afford. I bought too many hull mods. I'm gonna have to sell stuff. I only need 20,000. That's not too expensive. Why are those only 1,000? Damn, those fighters are cheap. Fighters are normally pretty expensive. Let's see. I think... Okay, let's look for the more expensive options. So 50, 600. Can I do it? Well, instead of selling weapons, maybe I should just sell heavy machinery. We'll see. Go down on that. pretty close. Only need a little bit more here. What if I just sell all of that? Very close. Boom. There goes all my money. But I got an Atlas now, so it's worth it. Alright, we've got fuel capacity, we've got cargo capacity. We're looking good. And I could turn this into Tritachyon, which... I should probably do that soon. Oh yeah, I don't have the money to actually go acquire that now, do I? That's normally how that works, right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's just go do some other stuff then. Okay, let's go here. We'll drop off this Raspberry Pi, buy some fuel, and go do some of the other missions. Man, you sure can scam me, can't ya? Totally should do a Combat Atlas with your Combat Prometheus. Alright, Combat Prometheus is one thing, but a Combat Atlas? Now that's absurd. What kind of madman would dream up such a creation? Well, I'm not going to recover that. Man, they managed to cram a lot of stuff into that Hermes. The Prometheus 2 is pretty cool. Hit him with that Storm Needler plasma cannon. I think it's the only ship that can go like Storm Needler plasma cannon. Or you could go like an S-modded expanded magazines and go like Storm Needler autopulse laser. It's just, I mean, if you've already got a Storm Needler, I'm not sure if you need an autopulse laser that badly. I guess you could go like Cyclone for anti-armor. So you've got like your anti-shield with the Storm Needler, you've got your anti-armor with the Cyclone, and then your autopulse is like the medium option. Alright, I'm going to turn in an AI core. Thank you. I have money now. My money is gone. Oh, do they have volatiles? No. Well, if I buy these, then I would have the right weapons to use. I've got all of the... Oh, hello. Because I've got the Sabopods, and I've got all the right hull mods so that I could use the Shrike. I would just need some heavy blasters. But then again, I probably don't really need to worry about that. I think we'll be fine. I think what I'm going to do here is we're just going to... For now, we're going to drop the ion cannon in favor of just getting an antimatter blaster. For now. Once I get more story points and I can S-mod stuff, then we can bring it back. I like how it's telling me to avoid the black hole. Really now. I was going to go wandering in, but, you know, thank you. Thank you, Albus. He's very concerned for your safety and just wants to make sure you understand black holes are dangerous. $170 supplies? Oh yeah, my supplies are running a bit low. but I think we'll be fine. We'll find more supplies when we get there. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Damn, should I cancel my vacation to the black hole? Yeah, unless you've got some specially modified solar shielding, I'd recommend it, yeah. Yeah, now we're in the no money zone. Okay. Just need to... Yeah, we'll be fine. We can... We've got makeshift equipment. We're likely to find supplies while we're out there, and if we're not, we can run back after scanning. And we'll make it in time. Just got to avoid storms. Because I think the damage from them would be pretty bad. Well, either that or I could run straight through them and cancel repairs. That would also work. But we'll save that on the, we'll save that for the run back. Brokiark, absolutely. No money. Right, listen here, Megamind. Okay. There it is. Yeah, there's a couple of gas giants. There's got to be some kind of station orbiting one of them. Leaving isn't mutiny. Yeah. They just leave. Mutiny would be taking over the ships, that's right. So there is consequences for not paying your crew. It's just, the consequences are not mutiny. That's a lot of organs. Hey, look at that. I spent 15 supplies, made 24. Now that's business. Aculian basic package. Thank you very much. Man, if there's a research station, this is going to be like really bad timing, isn't it? Okay, there's no research station. We don't have to worry about it. Just soak in the atmosphere. What's this? Hey, stations. Oh, look, there is a research station. It's just conveniently not next to the black hole. Thank you, RNG. Very cool. Hey, deal maker. You'll love to see it. Beautiful. Supply issues? No. We're fine. And there's the volatiles I need. Excellent. Well, need is a strong word. The volatiles that I think would make it a little bit more convenient to find the next objective. Assuming the damn neutrino detector decides to be helpful. So you're telling me this is extreme heat and darkness. 325% hazard rating. I don't know, seems perfectly livable to me. Heat and light are not the same. That's true. It's just a very unusual combination. The lava is glowing, though. Yeah, that's part of the... That's part of the problem. It's like there's two sprites for the volcanic worlds. One of them where the lava is glowing, and one of them where it isn't. And you'd think if it's a dark planet with no light, you'd think they'd use the texture that doesn't glow. So this is heart of the system. He gave me the neutrino detector when it's already easy to find. Incredible. Yeah, I'm not going to survey all of these. I don't think it's necessary. See, this is the one I'm talking about. See, like this one, if you want to say that this is in darkness and extreme heat, that would make sense. But the other one was using the glowing texture. What about this thing? What is this? Terran eccentric. Hello. Poor light. Habitable. It's alright. The floor is lava. Do we have a colony? No, we're too early for that. Although I guess I could start one. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, I did manage to grab all these ships. I did win the bounty. So I'm barely staying afloat, but I am staying afloat. I think I would like to hit level 5 before I start a colony, though. Wait, Alvis, you said it was in the heart of the system. That means next to the sun. Where is it? I circled around the sun and I didn't see it, Alvis. Come on now. Where is it? You missed a signal near the inner jump point. Oh, did I? Well, let's just have a double check. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Completely did not see that. Yeah, it was even closer than I thought. That's right. Look at that. We've got enough money to buy our fuel and supplies. We'll be fine. Just got to go back to Galatia. Then I think we want to do a bounty. See, this, in theory, we might be able to take out the station and get a decent chunk of cash. But the problem is it's usually surrounded by fleets. And with only with a burn speed of 7, I don't think I can outmaneuver them and isolate the station. So that does not look realistic. New mission. Yeah, when I get back to the core, new missions will appear. That's right. How's hyperspace topography coming? Very little. Oh, speaking of hyperspace topography, I thought it would be really nice to have, like, more things like this. Probably not too many, because that might overwhelm the player. And they should probably be spaced out so you unlock them at different, like, you start them at different stages of the game. But, like, having other ways to unlock abilities based off of, like, the things that you do in the game could be pretty cool. Like, one thing that I was thinking about would be like, this would be a great way to sort of make the player incentivized to interact with the contact system more. So, like, let's say that by doing missions, like, there's another major event called, like Underworld Connections. And then you progress it by doing missions for pirate and Pather contacts. That's how you gain points and you gain progress, and the further you build your Underworld connections, you gain, like, abilities related to that. I don't know what they would be, but it just sounds kind of cool. Yeah, it's probably too risky to scan that. What are the odds that the hypershunt is right here? Even if it just reduced pirate activity, I'd love it. Yeah, I think it could introduce some interesting things. Like, by default, like, so one of the things that the game used to do is you could bribe the hegemony inspectors infinitely, but then they changed it so that it requires a story point to do the bribe. Well, I imagine that maybe one of the things that it does is that by progressing through Underworld Connections, some of those story point options that are sort of underhanded just no longer cost a story point, because they just because of your Underworld connections, they're just so much easier for you. I mean, that by itself would not be too interesting, but it could be one of like the filler unlocks, kind of like Slipstream navigation. You know, it's just reduced fuel costs. Not the most exciting. It helps give you like a little stepping stone in between some of the bigger milestones. It's sending me back in the same direction. Bro, why didn't you just give me these missions before? I just came from there. Research station bounty? Oh, yeah. Good catch. Wait, definitely grab that. And this one is right next to it. Okay. When it comes to bounties, this one has a Legion. $68 days. I could definitely do that. I should get some nice XP from it as well. We just ran out of supplies. Look at that. Calculated. Beautiful. I want a little bit more fuel before we head out. Don't think we need to buy more ships at the moment. I think we're doing fine in that front. Okay, so if I go to important, if I just grab enough fuel, I can go straight down here and then go over here. So let's grab a bunch of fuel. Going on a little adventure. Quick, backseat harder, chat. Good idea. Nothing could go wrong with that. Would be cool if you had access to special hull mods depending on your commission and reputation to certain factions. Yeah, I do think it could be interesting if the game did a little bit more to gatekeep some of the special hull mods. Because right now you can just kind of find, like solar shielding, you can find outside the Sindrian Diktat. Isn't that a bit odd? I mean, obviously it's really useful, so it's kind of convenient to have access to it pretty easily. But also, it would feel a little more special if it was harder to get. I mean, making it so that you can only get it, like, from a military, like, if you have, like, a making it basically only available on like military markets for the Sun Jian Dictat. It'd be annoying to get, but it'd also feel like an accomplishment every time you get it. Alright, yeah, I think we've got plenty of fuel and supplies now. Look at that. And we don't have to worry about it. We can just go. Giant primary star. Well, I think it's that one. Why don't you go to hit up Alpha Site and get 250,000 for returning the ship? Is it 250,000? I don't think she pays that much. But yeah, I guess I could do that. Well, I mean, first I'm going to need to get navigation, right? I don't have transfers jump yet, because I'm making a beeline for hull restoration. Others just probably reverse engineered it. Yeah, I mean, you can explain it in universe. Right? Like, it's not like it's totally unrealistic for other factions to then acquire like the specifications for the hull mod and then some pirates to steal it and sell it on the black market. Like, that's not, I'm not saying that's unrealistic, but what I'm talking about is like just how it feels from a gameplay perspective. Although I guess another thing you could do is, speaking of major events, what if there's a major event where it's just like researching new technology? So by scanning, like doing certain things get you points, and then as you progress along the tree, you unlock new hull mods that the factions don't have access to because you're actually your science team is inventing them. Which there's already a precedent for now that there's Shrouded Dwellers in the game. You straight up like take the matter from the Shrouded Dwellers and invent new weapons and hull mods. So you can't say it's outlandish. I mean, the problem is that like there's so many different possibilities with it that you could go a little overboard and add like 50 different major events, which would be a huge pain to keep track of. But as long as you keep it under control, it could add a lot to the game. So where exactly are these guys? They're going to be volcanic. Okay. So we'll start here. Well, we'll check for ruins over here. Would be nice to give administrators something else to do before you colonize planets. Yeah, but I'm not sure what you would give them to do. I mean, this one has enough demods that it's not that expensive to deploy. I mean, it should just kill them, right? There should be no issues. Like a fleet with Dweller stuff. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, like we've got the Tesseract special bounty, so having one for Shrouded Dwellers could be interesting. Although the question of how does your contact get the information on that? Because the Shrouded Dwellers are in the Abyss, right? Like, your contact probably doesn't know about Tesseracts, but they do at least... But, like, when they give you that special bounty, it is in the sector, so they could feasibly find out about it, but how would they find out about something that's only in the Abyss? When people don't really go there. That would only be... Like, that's the kind of thing that could only trigger as part of the quest chain. Yeah, using the one story point for your engineering team is like, Commander, we found this new kind of thing, and we believe it is. And they just kind of stand there and wait for you to spend a story point so that they can tell you it's exotic matter. I thought that was funny. It's like they know it's exotic matter. They're just waiting for John Starsector to spend his story point. Hey, so I'm having a bit of conundrum which led me to watch your tier list videos. Oh, really? What's the conundrum? Okay, yeah, this definitely... Scattered ruins. Bit disappointing, but... Oh, hi. Hypershunt tap. Boy, sure would it be crazy if, It would be pretty crazy if there was a Hypershunt tap in this same system, huh? What is your favorite missile weapon? Hard to say. It really depends on the day which one I want, which one I like. Like if I'm doing like a big high-tech fleet, then Sabos are going to be my favorite. But if I'm doing... But sometimes Reapers are my favorite. Pylums can also just be really fun. You spam them. It's like my favorite missile weapon at any given moment is whichever one I'm choosing to spam. Alright, this looks like a magnetic storm. Yep, there it is. Or rather, not a magnetic storm, an ion storm. If you see this kind of orange crap in the magnetic field, scanning that's worth like 50 points for hyperspace topography. It's more than a black hole for some reason. Yeah, I think I have to burn. It's gonna use up a lot of supplies, unfortunately, but I'm finding a lot of cool stuff, so I'm happy with it. Hi from Ukraine, I like your videos. Well, I'm glad you like them. The only part of updates I'm actually excited for is the writing. Now that's a take that I haven't heard before. But yeah, at least the last patch did add a lot of, they added a lot of writing. Rule CSV got a lot bigger. And a lot of it was just like flavor stuff that's not really necessarily connected to the main story, but is just kind of cool. Makes the universe feel a little more alive. I'm gonna have to wait again. Oh, don't you worry, unidentified contact. We'll be attacking you in a second. How do you get really cool big ships in mid-game? You find them. That's the answer. Normally you get them late game, but depending on how your run goes, sometimes you can just find them on your first mission. These guys think they stand a chance. Everybody point and laugh at the idiots. Do I really care about these comm relays? I don't think so. Don't think I do. Or maybe I do. Extra command points could be nice. I'm just gonna take this vigilance and kind of sit over here. I only do one thing, so I'm gonna have to do it right. So maybe don't attack just yet. Yep, turn around. There you go. Bro, why are you firing from max range? The Enforcer's not going anywhere. I mean, you did hit, which is kind of impressive, but still. we're not going to worry about that or that. Okay, yeah, I think this is how we're going to run this. Makeshift shield generator Invictus or shield shunt Paragon? Well, one of those is actually possible. Like, you can shield shunt a Paragon. You are not allowed to put makeshift shield on the Invictus because it already has 2 abilities. But if I could put a makeshift shield on the Invictus... I don't think it would be that bad, because... Like, yeah, it would... The shield efficiency would be bad, but it has a lot of flux capacity, and it's too slow to actually... So one of the problems you would run into is that it's going to try to run away instead of armor tanking. That's one of the problems you run into with putting makeshift shields on ships that don't need it. But the thing is, the Invictus is so slow that it can't run away, so it doesn't actually run... That problem ends up not being a problem. Behold, the power of the Typhoon. This thing is getting pretty heavily harassed. I think we'll pull you guys back over here. I don't have any point defense, so I can't really help with that. I would like to sneak up behind one of these guys. Okay, we can remove that. Get some Reapers in there. Alright. Now is my opportunity. It's 2. I think one of them got blocked by the shields, but that's alright. I think that's a pretty good damage. And now I'm out of ammo. So I guess I'll just kind of sit back here and watch. Maybe I should do a video on the Vigilance as a flagship, because that's kind of fun. You can just slap safety overrides in a Typhoon and run in there. Invictus with SO sounds funny. That does sound funny. And yeah, you can't put SO on capital ships. That's right. But I have seen, you know, mods, right? Mods can, through mods, all things are possible. I think that was in the Bible somewhere. Just they were talking about Jesus instead of mods. Yeah, okay, we can remove that. So I think actually we can have the Legion turn around. No, not the Legion. We'll have the Hyperions go over here. This makes more sense. Because there was an enemy over here. Okay, hold on, let me get out of the way for you. Yeah, we'll have the Legion finish this off. Wow, the triple auto lance is actually kind of perfect for taking out gremlins, huh? Yeah, okay, well, we'll just have the flagship retreat, that's fine. They took out the wolf, yep, perfect. Ion Pulsers disable the engines, Mind Blaster will eventually get through the armor. You know, if it hits. And this is working surprisingly well. But I do think it's important that, like, it's very easy to underestimate how much, like, some good distraction ships can do. I think if you want something that's, that can survive, then the Centurion's pretty good. If you don't mind the ship blowing up, then Kites will do the job. They'll blow up, like, 3 minutes into the battle, but by that point they've done their job. is amazing that Normal Legion is better at sustained fight instead of the 14 Legion. I mean, that wasn't always true. It's just going to depend on whether or not large ballistics or large missiles are better. And that's not really the fault of the Legion, that's the fault of the weapons. Don't think I need any gremlins. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I could spend story points on these, I just don't really want to. I'll save my story points for other stuff. I think we're fine. Let's see, what level? Yes, okay. We've got hull restoration. Second Legion, it's too late. I choose not to. Probably should have waited a little bit longer so my ships could recover some combat readiness. Yeah, we'll just throw that in. Yeah, they'll have a few malfunctions, it's fine. Derelict Ops is off in the corner crying. Derelict Ops is very strong. It's just not my style. Look at that pink crystal. EMP. And also, respectable amount of fragmentation damage. At just about the same range as a railgun for 4 ordnance points. I mean, the design is cool, I just think the ordnance points cost is too low. Use the Reaper. Come on, you know you want to. No? Alright. If this was an Omen, it would have fired its Reaper already. Can't use Derelict Ops because I am such a perfectionist. Demons just trigger something inside me. Yeah, that's a common reaction. There's something nice about... Like, the sector is kind of falling apart, so there's really something nice about having your fleet be perfectly pristine, while everyone else is running around in, like, junk fleets. You know, it really feels that superiority complex. But is it really... I mean, is it really a superiority complex if you are just superior? Something to think about. Not showing Omen's challenge level impossible. I mean, I did talk about maybe buying them earlier, but I didn't. I restrained myself. You know, we're improving, okay? We're getting over the addiction. Ships are not pristine until you green park hook them. That's not pristine, that's super pristine. Yeah, I can definitely understand not wanting to use demods, but I do think if you normally play through and you like your pristine ships with Esmas crammed in them, you should do at least once you should do a run where you do the opposite and go with derelict operations. And if you really don't like demons, just make sure to use a bunch of ships with rugged construction. Then you get the full benefit of derelict operations, but the demon effects are cut in half. Why don't you run in Ox? They're pretty resource intensive. I mean, I'm going to get navigation next anyways, and once I unlock... And then if I can get augmented dry field, then it's not really... It becomes a non-issue. You're the one who got me hooked on omens. Every run I try to do something different, and every run I'm running drugs with 5 omens. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are just pretty reliable. For whatever reason, they're about the same credit cost as a Centurion. But they're also just really hard to kill because they can't be killed by fighters. They're tiny, they're fast. You just throw on an antimatter blaster and they can kill the enemy. It's very easy to get and very reliable. And then they scale nicely into the late game. So I understand. Very tempting to grab them. But just because they're convenient doesn't mean they're always the best option. I have idea. Carrier Invictus. I feel like someone's already made that. I think I've seen someone do a sprite for a Carrier Invictus, where they removed the missiles and put on more fighter bays. I feel like the Anubai in my fleet want me to shift to my omens to something else. Currently I'm going Tempest. Yeah. I would agree with that. Tempests are a good choice. They're going to have more firepower than omens. But have you heard of Ludic Path Brawlers? Those are also pretty good. Okay, so I've already forgotten what I'm actually out here for. More blueprints from Oculan Armada. I'm out oh. Yeah, so this one's the research station. Okay. Three Paragon plus 5 Omen with Officer is just... yeah. I mean, it's part of it is it's just really simple. Right? If you just run 5 Omens and 3 Paragons, it's really like a good example of this is that in the Brawl King tournament, someone did a little data analysis on which fleets were winning and losing, and one of the things they found is that simpler fleets were performing better. So the fleets that had like 11 different ships were performing worse, whereas the fleets that only had 2 different ships were performing a lot better. And I think that is very interesting, because that's completely under AI control. At least under player control, it's gonna that effect is probably going to be even more noticeable, because under player control, that extra simplicity makes it easier to command. Right, it's like, okay, I have omens to do frigate things, and I have paragons to engage the enemy head on. Whereas if you have like 7 different ships, like sometimes they're just like you have to keep track of all of their different capabilities and get them into the right position to do their job. Versus if you just have 2 ships, it's a lot easier to keep track of. Does this explain using Grendels to solo everything? Oh, that's going to be part of it, yeah. I found Carrier Invictus. Well, congratulations, Megsis Dead. I'm going to pronounce it like that, Megsis Dead. Although, it looks like your profile picture is the Spanish Inquisition. Something that I found very surprising. You might even say unexpected. I really need to get more officers so I can actually start leveling them. Because right now I'm just stuck with... all of these guys are already leveled. I can't tolerate demods even when they're objectively beneficial because it makes my graphics imperfect. Yeah, someone earlier in chat was saying that there's like a mod that removes the graphical changes from demods. You're still gonna have the orange bars, but you're not gonna. But like, there are ways to remove the texture in game. Look at this idiot. He doesn't even know what's about to happen to him. And then these guys are just going to run away. The Salamander Squad. Oof, that was close. He managed to dodge, though. Almost got him. I do seem to have found the location of... Hold on, let's go fleet log. Oh, simulator update. Apparently that Legion was new. Location. Okay. Apparently, I missed 2 survey ships. Or maybe it's the same survey ship showing up twice. Yeah, because it says outer reaches for both of them, so it might be the same survey ship just getting tagged twice. Well, regardless, we'll finish up in this system, and then we'll go get that research station. Wow. Alright, earlier, when Cooler Guy was doing memberships, a lot of regulars managed to dodge them. And then Vex sends 1 gifted membership and hits Samson the Manson, which is a name that I recognize. The RNG here is incredible. That is some good aim. Thank you for the membership, Vex. But I am kind of baffled at the RNG there. I would love to do more, but problem is Payday lacked credit this month. Oh, well, don't worry about it. You're not... You don't have to do that. It's quite alright. Oh, hello. Let's see if I can... I mean, after all, you should, like, if your Payday lacked credit, then you should prioritize yourself, you know? But first time in livestream for Big Brain. Well, it's nice to see you then. Come on, cross. There we go. RNG likes being silly. Well, that's putting it mildly. Alright, I'm doing my part. Well, thank you, Potsky. We've hit the... For cool throwing in $1 as well. Guess everybody's doing their part today. What is this, Starship Troopers? No, if it was Starship Troopers, I would be doing propaganda on how everyone needs to do their part. So I guess it's not Starship Troopers. But it could be Starship Troopers. I could make a video. Everybody should do their part. This isn't Starship Troopers, it's 70 pennies, barely an inconvenience. I guess you could say it's super easy, barely an inconvenience. Incentivious? Alright, with puns like that, I'm gonna have to ask you to take your money back. That is just atrocious. It's simply abominable. Ow. Yeah, slow down there, Ryan George. Indeed. What the heck is this? Quantix Core. Hey, look, solar shielding, augmented dry field. We're on a roll here. Banned for 30 seconds. Yeah, that's it. Wait, how does timing out work on YouTube? I haven't had to use it yet. Okay, so if I click this button, I can time out for 10 seconds. Okay. That is an option. Ouchies, my third heart. I was born in the middle of Chernobyl and I look like it. That's kind of awesome, actually. Alright, I'm going to hit you with your punishment for the terrible pun is a 10-second timeout. Face the wrath of God. Oh, it deleted all of the messages. Okay, I didn't know it worked like that. It looks like all of his chats have now been replaced with the text, message but deleted by Big Brain. Okay, well it's a good thing I tested that out now, because I didn't know it would do that. Imagine if I do that in the future and I didn't know that that would happen. Yeah, this is, yeah, Sporkle, you just got literally 1984. Found Star Sector from one of your videos on YouTube. Well, I hope you like it, Silverfish. It's a good game. Let's see. So this is Oculin Armada technology, which is why it's so complicated. All of their hull mods seem to be like this. Hangar Bay, +1 slot. Fighter refit time, -25. Okay. Peak readiness time, -5% per deck. Zero flux bonus speed is prevented. Okay, that's actually kind of an interesting trade-off there. You don't get the zero flux, you cannot get the zero flux speed boost, and your peak performance time is degraded. But in exchange, you could make... I mean, you could go like converted hangar, and then slap this on and get 2 fighter bays on a combat ship. That's potentially pretty cool. Although I think the core hull mods are only allowed to be installed specifically on Oculin ships. You can't just use it on anything. You know, classic no fun allowed. Or at least I guess that's the balancing mechanism, is that you can't use it on vanilla ships, so you can't... Or you can't, like, not only vanilla ships, but you can't use it on ships from other mods, and therefore can't break it quite as badly as you could otherwise. Which, I mean, theoretically that could be a good balancing check so that you can only put it on specific ships and therefore you can understand the consequences of it when you're designing it. But also, what if I want to break the game? You would never do that to me, right? No promises. I love it, but I sure have a lot to learn. Yeah, there is definitely a learning curve to the game, but learning things is part of the fun. $5 million enjoyer, ban him too. No. Now that you've said that, I'm not going to. Okay, actually, we just finished scanning those. Oh, we're close to this. Maybe if I scan the center of this binary system, that should get me enough, right? I've got the supplies, I'm fine. Well, excuse me. Rude. Are they too far apart? Wait, they might be too far apart and it won't count. Binary's 15 points. Okay, then I just need to scan like 2 gas giants after that. Put it on Gemini for effective fighters. Yeah, that would be pretty crazy, but I don't think you can put it on the Gemini. Yeah, I'm pretty sure scanning the center of a binary system only works if they're close together, right? If they're this far apart, I don't know how to... I'm not gonna get anything, am I? Lame. Yeah, they have to be close. Yeah. Which it's I mean, they looked close here on the map, but I guess not. Oh, you know what? This is a good cluster, but it's kind of far away. I could scan this black hole. I want my reverse polarity. It's convenient. So this has ruins. What have we got? A Manticore. I mean, it's a good ship. I don't think I have any weapons for it, but sure. Let's have a little look. Okay, I have something. Oh, never mind. I can easily outfit this. No problem. It's barely an inconvenience. Do I only have the one light autocannon? Really? Huh. Guess I'll put that up front. Oh, I don't have a targeting unit. That's kind of important for these things. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it. Good enough for now. It has 4D mods as well. That doesn't matter. This is, oh, fine. Reduced combat range, weapon range. It kind of sucks, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, they're not great, but they're not the end of the world. Will you do an order fight today? Probably not. I'm only level 5. Yeah, reverse polarity is the difference between the slipstreams being an inconvenience versus being very convenient. In fact, you can move twice as many directions with reverse polarity, but I'd argue that having reverse polarity makes the slipstreams more than twice as useful. I mean, you know what I mean, right? When you're playing, around in the early game and you don't have it yet, like, slipstreams mostly feel like an inconvenience. But then once you get reverse polarity, suddenly you're using them all the time. Like, more than twice as often. What is the challenge today? The challenge was, I found 2 Hyperions and a Legion at level 1, and could not afford them. So I had to go do and I decided that instead of doing the smart thing, which would be storing them for a little while and then doing some black market trading to make a bunch of money, I would try to do bounties. Which ended up working out. So maybe it wasn't that hard. Alpha Core, very cool. The challenge was to be a single mother. Depending on your definitions of single and mother. And challenge. It really depends on your definition of was, to be honest. B is also really ambiguous. So yeah, basically, every word. What industries do you think is the most profitable? I think mining, if you have access to all 4 resources. Because if you have you can have like a habitable world that's got like solid amounts of common ore, rare ore, volatiles, and organics. And then if you throw in like an alpha core as the administrator and an alpha core in the industry, that's +2 production to 4 different resources all at once. It ends up being very profitable. Legion is never single, she's the queen bee. That's true. What are your thoughts on the new enemies? Very unique. They can be kind of a pain to fight, but they are very, very different, which is Right, not only in terms of aesthetics, but also in terms of gameplay, which I think is nice. Nice Peterson impression. Well, that depends on your definition of impression. I mean, what is a Jordan? Exactly. Are we talking about the shoes? You need to be clear. You need to be precise with your definition. I mean, I'm not doing it right because I don't sound like Kermit the Frog, but you get the idea. Okay, let's go scan this black hole. We are actually starting to run out of supplies, but I think we'll be fine. It's probably not worth it to scan that. Restore your ship before you change the sector. I understood that. Avoiding contact. We'll try avoiding it harder. This is going to be painful, but I think we've got to do it. Alright, let's go in. Yeah, apparently I just forgot to do that. No worries, we're fine. No, I scanned another black hole, and I think that I just went through the system and forgot to scan this black hole, even though that's why I was here. Yes, we're doing fine. How are you? Can we afford all these repairs? We're going down 40 a day, but we're just about done, aren't we? Okay, I think we'll stop here. Stop right there. Man, this is going a little too up. Can you try going down? Hey, Slipstream, can you turn downwards? No, it's just going to keep snaking up to the left. I mean, it's still better than trying to drive straight back, I guess. Oh, wait, hold on. We're getting a new Slipstream. This one is going downwards. Or is it? Or is it just going left? Lobster is the key to understanding human nature. Yes. Lobster is the truth. Indeed. Ah, look at that. It does take me straight back to the core worlds. You just have to have faith in the slipstreams. You must believe. Vacation is over. I will go back to editing tonight and tomorrow. Part 2 this week. Thanks again for your time. Well, you're welcome, Mr. G. I am happy to be part of the tournament. It's a lot of fun to do. And thank you for putting in all that work, because, and we all know that if I was the one who had to edit the tournament together, it would just never get done. I just got an email that I received a gift subbed. Well, congratulations, Proto-Eden. Actually, who did? I wonder if I can scroll through. We'll see. Okay, so it was not one of the recent ones. I would have to scroll back too far to see one of the earlier ones, but yeah. Advanced procrastinator. That's it, yeah, exactly. This isn't your as SpongeBob would say, this isn't your ordinary everyday procrastination. This is advanced procrastination. See, advanced procrastination is when you do actually productive stuff to avoid doing something else that you need to do. Like normal procrastination would be like not washing the dishes, even though that you need to. Whereas advanced procrastination would be washing the dishes so that you can have an excuse for why you're not doing something else, like your taxes. I don't think I need a log entry for that. Yeah, I think we'll just go to Tritachyon. We can drop off some of these AI cores. Going to keep the alpha core for myself because I'm an alpha male pilot. Right, we don't want no beta cores in this fleet. Another research station. Nice. I mean, I was going to do some bounties, but if you're going to give me a research station, I'm going to take the research station. And look at these bounties. How are all of these bounties worth less than the ones I had at the start of the game? Very interesting. Don't think I need more than 300 of those. Sell all that, sell that. And now the pirates can have their own Oculin stuff. I need a little bit more resources. Okay, we're looking good. Station commander, give me some money. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Oh, and I should stop. Yeah, I should turn repairs back on. Oh yeah, and I do have. I should probably just use this, right? Because this is from my mod. It's got a lot of D mods, but I mean, we can work with that. Got hull restoration. We're good. If you keep talking, I'm going to get a serotonin overload. Well, I was planning to continue talking, but now that you've said that, I'm going to have to take a break. You see, the joke here is I'm using verbal irony to say the opposite of what I'm actually going to do. You can feel free to laugh now that you know the context. Well, go on. Don't be shy. I swear, every time I show up, they never have any officers. That's a shame. The joke is explaining the joke, yes. If you do it correctly, it can be funny. But if you do it badly, it's not funny. Hypervelocity drivers would be nice. But all I've got are these useless heavy needlers. Yeah, I think a high-intensity laser would work better here. Okay, I only have one heavy mauler. Yeah, I think I need to visit the hegemony and pick up more hypervelocity drivers. Which mod is that ship from? That's from the Big Brain expansion. Link in description. Reapers would be nice. Speaking of, I guess I'd have to take them off of these guys. I do have 10 story points, so can S-mod auxiliary thrusters and drop that. Grab ion cannon. There we go. Now that's a ship. That gives me some Reapers I can put here. The little arms. I guess I could try using one of these. Because normally the problem... Like this is more designed to use like a Paladin, but I don't have to. Tick Elite Fighter. 12 points for a single interceptor. 22 points for a single interceptor. Yeah, that's probably fair and balanced. Was there not a second one? Oh, there's only one. Okay. My mistake. Okay, maybe we'll use the cheaper one. 20. This is a bit much. It's a little expensive. Do we go with Auto Lance? I've only got one Auto Lance. It needs to be symmetrical, or I'm going to crash out, as the kids say. Yeah, I think I just got to visit the hegemony to get more hypervelocity drivers. Alright, but let's see what these fighters can do. Alright, I know the build's not finished, but let's just have a look. Cyclops class, that's clearly Butterfly class. Yeah, everyone seems to see a Butterfly. But you see, the difference is Butterflies look good. This thing is a true and blue Star Sector ship. It looks weird. What are these things doing? I mean, considering they're called interceptors, they're kind of slow and tanky. They're really more of a heavy fighter than an interceptor. Maybe it called them an interceptor because they point defense? Well, they don't seem... It doesn't seem like they're doing anything too insane. Although this guy is a coward. Like, are you seriously not in range? Yeah, instead of hardened shields, I should probably just get more flux capacity, because the baseline is so low. Yeah, I think I'm going to want a high-intensity laser so I can actually afford this. I mean, degraded shields and faulty power grid's kind of a pain. But it'll get better. Okay, so let's try visiting somewhere else and get a high-intensity laser. What do you think about Advanced Gunnery Control mod? I think that can let you min-max your weapons pretty nicely. But I don't use it too much. It's like the game, or like it's like min-maxing your ships is already pretty crazy in the game. Gunnery implant, the Advanced Gunnery Control mod gives you just even more stuff that you can do and spend time tweaking, tinkering with. Somehow neither of them had a high-intensity laser. I guess we'll have to go over to Scathy. Can't decide if it looks more like a jellyfish or a bird. Well, I'm working on a new ship that looks like a bird. Basically, I had the idea that, like, normally the way that it works is high-tech is fast and uses energy weapons, where low-tech is slow and uses ballistic weapons. But I had the idea, what if we have, or more like, you know, they use ballistic weapons, they have heavy armor versus energy weapons and shields. But I had the idea, what if energy weapons with armor? And so I'm working on a midline ship that does that. It's heavily armored like a low-tech ship, but it uses energy weapons like a high-tech ship. We'll see how it comes along. You know, it's still a work in progress. Do they really not have anything, huh? What's a man gotta do to get a high-intensity laser around here? Of course, no officers. So like a Varia ship. Is that how Varia ships are designed? Maulers. You know, wise man once said, Maulers is ballers, so I guess that's what we're stuck with for now. Surely they're gonna have something somewhere, right? Timid? Timid, please. SO versus ITU, close range versus long range. Depends. It really, really depends. Safety of rights and targeting unit can both be very good. More heavy maulers. Oh, of course, they're on the military market, and I can't get them. Oh, you can try to keep them from me, but I'm just going to visit more of your colonies until I find someone who's willing to sell them. I've got plenty of time and money to burn looking for these. Next stream should be called I'm only level 3. I can't afford a star system. Yeah, I was wondering where to go with starting from here. That would actually be a really good... That's a good idea, Sporkle. That's a good way of progressing the whole system. Not bad. Oh, don't I have augmented drive fields? I do. Although, to be honest, even without it, I've been doing fine. If enemies want to fight me, I'll take the fight. I don't need to run away. I'm not a coward. There we go. Finally, somebody with some sense around here. But this is too expensive. I guess for now, I'll just do that. And these fighters have been very meh. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I could do Warthogs instead. So we'll take off the demods. There we go. Oh shit, it's the Cyclops. Correct. Goddamn hours of my sleep schedule. Bye, everybody. Bye, Meg. Have a good... Sleep well. While you still can. You see, look, that's the 1200 range weapon. It's a little pea shooter. So you hear 1200 range large energy weapon, you think it's going to be broken, but then it really doesn't do a lot of damage. So it kind of breaks the rules of energy weapons, but at the same time, like, DPS matters a lot. It's kind of hard to say if it's really that bad. Maybe I should switch these for harpoons or something. We'll see. But yeah, I can't believe I went through all of those Tritachyon facilities and didn't find any paladins, didn't find any high-intensity lasers. Like, come on, people, what are we doing here? I mean, I am going to keep this thing around, so maybe I should just S-mod this. Get hardened shields. Seems good to me. And there's still no respectable bounties. And this thing would just be... I mean, look at this thing. All I got is 3 Colossus Mark IIIs. 80,000 credits, please. Too easy. Well, I guess we're just going to go out and do these research stations. Yeah, we'll just ignore that. Doesn't matter. Hopefully we can find some more officers, some blueprints. Yeah, you guys can try and scan me all you like. You're not finding contraband. Will we ever see a plastic ship before the end of the stream? Well, I think I'm gonna... Oh, there we go. That's a good bounty. Yeah, I think I'll fly by this area and then maybe pick up some bounties from this faction. And we'll fight some of their stuff. My favorite gift is a spare Astral Blueprint because they have no blueprints to put energy weapons in the big slots. The Astral only has medium slots. Do you mean they don't have any blueprints for the medium slots? Also, I didn't know you could give Kanta an Astral Blueprint as a gift. The large energy weapons. The Astral has large missiles. Are we talking about the right ship? You can give any capital or Hyperion. Oh, I didn't even know that was an option. Well, that's certainly, yeah, you can put that there for sure. I mean, you're a dickhead for putting it there, game, but you can do that. Yeah, okay, I think this is the automated system killed the crew. See, Oculin Crystalline Core. Shield damage taken, EMP resistance, phase improvements, energy improvements, beam improvements, but reduced top speed maneuverability. Okay, so this seems like it's making the high-tech ships slower in exchange for more power. Stand your ground. Targeting unit, you say? That could be useful. We'll have to get to that in a second. Okay. Good habitable system paired with the neutron star. I mean, the neutron star pushes enemies around when they get into the system as well. I mean, take that risk. Just colonize the new... It even has a missile autoloader built in. What? Who left this here? Alright, I mean, yeah, sure. I accept this gift. Indeed, it is fate. I mean, it is very rare to find a derelict ship with S mods, and of course it just happens to be an Omen. I mean, what else would it be? Yeah, Paul Bingus was here. Oh. Yep. Seems legit. Perfectly normal gameplay. Nothing unusual going on here. Yeah, just casual Legion. No big deal. Yeah, okay, so I think we want to do this, then we're going to go visit Oculan Armada and see if we can get a bounty from them. They're between 2 and 4 every Legion's ever campaign. Yeah, but you don't find them. Especially not this early. That was fast. Alright, let's go scan this. And then activate that comm relay. Alright. We do a little exploring. Yeah, I think we pretty soon can start a colony. We're getting there. Scripted stream rigged seed. Now you listen here. It's just... Well, the thing is, I can't even call it streamer luck, because I was playing this offline. And then I got lucky with some early finds, and that's why I decided to take it on stream. I guess it's just me luck, then. I'm built different. Nay, I am constructed alternatively. Scripted rig, seeded stream. Yeah, that's more accurate. It's time to skedaddle on upwards. Thank God we're back to salvaging after every station. That no crew lost video made my salvage finger cramp. Yeah, it definitely takes some getting... It definitely hurts on a spiritual level, knowing that you're leaving behind a lot of good stuff. But it was for the good of the run. How do I run my Legion 14 without using large missile mount? But why? Do you just not have... Is it because you don't have any large missiles? Or is it because you actually want to do that? It was for the good of the run. Everyone died anyway. Well, I didn't say that the run would succeed. It was to give the run a chance. I want all big guns. Well, in that case, you should use the basic Legion and not the Legion 14. So you can have large ballistics. The regular Legion has bigger guns than the... Yeah. Even if you're missing out on the 14 hull mod, it's like... Those large ballistics are worth it. If you're not planning to run the missiles. Actually, what kind of payout do they give for AI cores? 250% bounty, 10% reputation. So, a little bit worse than Tritachyon. They've got the Tsundere class destroyer and all the anime characters in here, so I mean, you can make of that what you will. Let's see, bounties. Oculan Armada. That's just pirates. Apparently they only care about fighting pirates right now. Well, let's try the other one, see if they've got anything else. Yeah, Sunder, yeah. It's a modified Sunder, so you add a T to the beginning and an E to the end. But it changes the meaning. Yeah, the AI VTubers formed a faction. This is the this is the future that Vettel wants to create. Be very careful who you support. Legion 14 could probably be more dangerous if the large missile, the large abyss, yeah, the churning locust. I mean, I've played around with it a bit. It's 50 ordnance points, and I'm not sure it's actually worth 50 ordnance points. Although it is pretty funny, watching this like spinny void just ram into the enemy and kind of push them around. Thank you for explaining the joke. I wouldn't have gotten it without thorough elaboration. Well, you've come to the right place, my friend. Missed half the stream because of a shift at work. Bet the manager was watching stream while I was hustling. Yeah, managers. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that everyone has the experience of having a bad manager at some point. Or some people just only ever get bad managers. It doesn't always have to be that way, but it is unfortunately common. Screw it, become VTuber. Are you running long support or Brawler Legion? Well, now that I've got two of them, I guess the answer is why not both? I can build this when I get back to the core worlds. I can build this one with like heavy machine guns and double cyclone, while this one can stick with the long-range support. That way everyone gets to be happy. It's a compromise. Hooray. It's gonna be a weird fleet. I mean, between these, we're sitting at 219, so we're getting pretty close to max. Let's see. Well, if I get officer management, I can get 10. Well, hold on. It's probably counting these, right? Yeah. Oh, it's counting these as well. Okay. Yeah, so we're looking at 191. Probably going to replace this with another. You know what would be great? If I could find a third 14th Legion and use that to replace this Manticore. I think that would be ideal. You know what? What if I find all four of them and just replace the Eagle and the Manticore? I think that would be peak. Okay, do you guys have any bounties of, like, deserters? No, I guess they don't have any bounties. That's just a transport unit. I mean, I could ambush... No, wait, I can't ambush them. My transponder's still on. I don't want to piss them off. I guess we'll just have to settle for killing this Tritachyon fleet. Paragon, Cyclops, Aurora. Orange World. There's 3 of those. Rocky Unstable, okay. We'll just look for that. Then spend the remaining DP on normal legions and get some afflictors to recreate that video. Yeah, I've got to say, I think phase ships work really nicely with low-tech capital ships. Because face ships, like the AI, it just works so much better when the enemy is distracted, because the face ships love to flank the enemy. And a big brick made of metal, pure steel, that is the perfect distraction. So if you can just slam into the enemy with a wall of metal, the face ships have a really easy time doing their job. And then if those metal happen to be legions carrying a bunch of fighters, having some fighter cover also makes it a lot easier for face ships to do their jobs. Hello, Friday Spiral. Welcome aboard. Just the guy I was looking for. Let's have a look. This is the... So this looks like he has the phase skill set, because he's got polarized armor and energy weapon mastery. So out of the 9 templates they can spawn with, this is the only one that has this combination is the phase ship. But of course, just because that's what it's designed for doesn't mean you have to use it for that. But it is kind of hard to find a ship that wants energy weapon mastery and polarized armor, aside from like a Doom. There's not a lot of other ships that would want that. Is Oculan Armada Save compatible? It will probably tell you on the mod page, but that's not something I looked at. Upcoming bounty does have face ships. Yeah, maybe I can add it. Maybe I can use it to grab one of their ships and slap that guy. We'll see. It depends on RNG whether or not I can recover their ships. But yeah, it's got field modulation and impact mitigation, and polarized armor and energy weapon mastery, so it's kind of an awkward combination. I mean, at least the Onslaught could kind of use that, because it's always got the thermal pulse cannons. So if I don't grab a face ship, I could potentially use the Onslaught with this guy. Systems expertise, though, kind of makes it awkward. Like, the 10% damage reduction is nice, but the baseline effect, reducing the cooldown on burn drive, is not great. But yeah, this skill set is like perfect for a Doom. Give it some heavy armor. Ooh. Okay, so is he in this system? No. Okay. Is he in this system? What is your opinion on Old Slot? Pretty good. Sometimes you can grab it very early on and just makes your fleet pretty strong, pretty fast. It's going to be stronger as a flagship though, because the AI is a little crazy with it. But if you use it Neuralink to pilot it as a player, as a human, I think it's gonna, in that case, it can really stand up with like some of the strongest options. Like, I think it might be, like, Combat Burn just having no cooldown and unlimited duration, I think, is really good for positioning. And the adjudicators are insane. I mean, it is 10 less deployment points than a Radiant, but it might stand up there as, like, on par in terms of power. And unlike the Radiant, you don't need to go 5 into combat. Like, yeah, you don't really need that many combat skills. Like, you could just take, like target analysis and ballistic mastery, and you're doing pretty good. Oh, regardless, let's focus on doing this for now. Yeah, I might as well deploy. You know, I might stick with this thing for the rest of for like the entire game. Right, just go like no combat skills, just go all in on fleet-wide bonuses, and just pilot this thing, because it's kind of fun. first kill this. Yup, kill it. There you go. Yeah, I'm not sure I can do too much with the Typhoon against this high-tech fleet, but we'll see. Bunch of claws coming in from the... So there you go, that's a proper build. See if I can get around him. At the very least, I can get him to waste some sabos. That's something. Don't think I'm going to worry about actually capturing these. Isn't there a Paragon? Is it just... Did they not deploy it? Like, it's not that slow. It should have the zero flux boost. They had a Paragon, right? Or did they... Maybe they lost it to some other battle before I got here. That would be very weird, though. Alright, let's just stop right here. There it is. Yeah, they just didn't deploy it. Why? Did they think... Huh? Like, I know the AI has, like, a mercy component where they, if they're way stronger than you, they don't deploy their whole fleet. But they aren't. They're nowhere near strong enough to trigger that, so I don't know why they just didn't deploy the Paragon. Like, okay, I guess they're just making it easy for me. I feel like the Omen is being bullied by the safety of right Centurions. Machine guns. Maybe you should just get out of here now that you're low on health. You, I told you to go up, but you didn't, so that's annoying. Like, why didn't you do that? Right, and I'm out of command points. I mean, hey, the level 7 officer's holding out pretty nicely. Squall's probably helping a lot there. But yeah, that is really weird. Like, I gave you an order, and you're just ignoring it. At the very least, that Harbinger's gonna get bullied by Warthog, so that's cool. Oh man, that Paragon can't fire. It's got 3 plasma cannons. You can't fire all of that. You don't have the flux for that. Where are they aiming? I don't even know where that was aiming. Yeah, it looks like this Paragon's relying on the sheer intimidation factor. That sounds about right. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter where I shoot them because I know I just missed, but the reality is the Paragon's going to flicker its Omni Shield to block them. And then it's going to use Fortress Shield to mitigate the damage. Or at least that's the cope I'm using. All I'm really doing is forcing it to point its shield in the wrong direction so that other ships can get their attacks through. Are you running Wolfpack? I don't have it yet. I'm not a high enough level. I put all my skill points into industry first. Okay, so 2 Legions and 2 Cyclops is 140. I think that's kind of solid. Don't want to go too far with carriers and dilute the carrier skills, but I think I'm going to grab those. So, could actually be good. And we leveled up. It's time for navigation. Let's see. This guy. This has an exclamation mark. It's probably got just like a basic station. Yeah. It's only got 2 components. Very easy station. Probably worth at least a little bit of money, though. 30,000. I mean, I'm here. I might as well. Let's see. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get, like, any of the weapons from this thing. So, yeah, for now, we're just gonna have to mouthball that. Instead, I think I'll drop them on this guy. Well, I should be able to just get in contact with this thing. I could have just salvaged an Aurora and... Oh, another Aurora with a level 7 officer. Of course. Wow. Yep. Sure. Nothing unusual about this. Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. It's perfectly normal. Okay, so we're hostile, so I can't actually benefit from this. Okay. Oh, hurricanes. Nice. I think heavy armor actually... Yeah. I'll take the maneuverability hit. We'll do that. What type of run are you doing? We're doing a run with like a couple of mods. The beginning was hard. It was supposed to be kind of hard because I found a bunch of ships that were going to be very expensive. I just ended up actually winning battles. So it ended up not being as hard as I thought. What do you think about the Nova? I haven't used it too much, but it does look like it has a lot of potential. That sheer forward mobility surpasses even... I mean, it's just got the fastest forward mobility, combined with a lot of frontal firepower. So in player hands, that could be very powerful. And apparently, even in AI hands, it's kind of a coin flip, where it's either just dies immediately, or demolishes the enemy fleet. At least that's what people are telling me. Yeah, the RNGesus is making up for all the times, all of the games that I played, where I just never get a level 7 officer. It's now giving them all to me. Let's see, this is the high-tech officer with systems expertise, so it's variant B, which is going to be better here. It is a solid Hyperion option. And we'll drop you down here, put you on the Eagle. Yeah, look at that. Helmsmanship, combat endurance, field modulation, target analysis, elite gunnery implants for that ECM, energy map. Like, oof, it's kind of perfect. Couldn't ask for a better one. Any hidden gem mods you'd recommend? I don't know if there's hidden gems. I think the ones that I like are pretty commonly known. I haven't done too much of a deep dive into mods. I'm not going to make them aggressive? Oh, right. Yeah. Should do that. I don't even think I would change these either. Maybe switch this over here because of, like, I don't think flux is an issue. Oh, you know, I should probably switch these two, actually. Yeah, I don't think flux is going to be an issue, so I think I can move this off. 10 extra speed isn't huge. 2,500 hull. I mean, it does take... So the thing is, every time it uses phase teleporter, it is briefly vulnerable. So I think combat endurance could help make up for that by sort of like repairing the chip damage that it takes. That's what I'm thinking about here. Yeah, these four are the first choice. That's pretty obvious. It's just between these last three. If it wasn't a safety override build, then I think energy weapon mastery would be the easy choice, which is what it starts with. But because of safety overrides, it's got so much excess flux. Now, that will change once I get Omega weapons. Like if I throw a Cryoblaster on here, then suddenly it might actually need that flux, that cost reduction. So I'm not sure I actually want to change it. Yeah, I think it's fine if I just leave this. It's not a big difference. Just make it aggressive. Man, this fleet is coming together very quickly. I don't even... Like, the only combat bonus I have is hull restoration, but I'm just finding all these level 7 officers, so it's working out just fine. I think in the long term, what are we going to replace? So 150. That gets us up to 189. Why is your Hyperion officer mewing? He just looks like that. Yeah, he's been watching a lot of Sigma male content on TikTok. He's a zoomer. In fact, he got cryogenically frozen. So the lore behind this guy is that he got cryogenically frozen around our current year, and his pod just managed to survive all the way into the far future of Star Sector. He's a big fan of like Sigma male content. He's all about the grind. That's why he's level 7. He's all about that grind. That's why he's so much far ahead of everyone else, and part of that involves mewing. He's here to mog the path, exactly. So that's 189. That leaves 51. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Yeah, okay, I think I like where this is going. I don't think these two are going to stick around. The Eagle and the Manticore are going to get replaced. Well, either that or the Centurions are going to get replaced, but... I mean, two Legions might be enough. We'll see. We'll see. A lot to think about. Wait, did I... Oh, right, I forgot to unmothball these. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is good. Tip your landlord, evict single mothers, invest rare fish, mew 8 hours. Yeah, he's probably got something like that playing on loop in like his ear pods. That's why he ignores orders sometimes. He's got AirPods in, he can't hear me. Oh, that's right. That's a ship that... Okay. I've been thinking about, like, what ships am I going to fill this out with? I mean, the Doom. I mentioned it earlier. I should just pick up a Doom at some point. 2 of these things, 2 Legions, plus a Doom. That's pretty solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would leave me with 5 ships. And we're looking at 180. So 60 divided by 5, so 12 on average. 2 of these. So it leaves 3, 10 on average. Huh. I might actually still have to upgrade these to larger ships. We'll see. I mean, the Hyperions are already covering the... I mean, even without officers, it can be... Maybe I should go over the officer limit just to fit these Centurions. Because even without officers, they can, like, just having a little bit of extra chaff can go a long way in tougher fights. We'll see. Why the Cyclops wings so spiky though? Designed by Tritech and Skunkworks. Yeah, that's I mean, someone else drew the sprite for me, so I probably would have drawn them a little like curved, but then it would be even more like a butterfly. So maybe that's, but that's probably a trade-off I'd be willing to make. What's the Cyclops from? It's from Big Brain Expansion, which is in the description. Have you played super high battle point limits before? I've done it a couple of times. It does get a little crazy. Honestly, I should probably, at some point, just do a video recording one of those battles, because when you've got it up to like 2,000 points, and you have 2 fleets with like 8 capital ships on the field, surrounded by swarms of smaller ships, whether or not my frame rate will make it watchable, probably not. But it's certainly something to behold. You know, it'll be a nice slideshow for at least a little bit. Is the Cyclops my design? Yes. Alright, let's see. Okay. Alright, yeah, I think we'll pick this up. Yeah, I think we're going to have to pick this game up another time. I've got stuff to do today, so we're going to call it here. Hope you all had fun. I'll try to. What my goal is, we're going to be back to streaming at least once a week. I'm going to make more videos as well. More flagship videos, just like the monitor one I put out. And also, I need to... Yeah, I think the plan is that, like, for Star Sector content, the live streams are going to be one form, but then for the videos, I think I'm going to make them all edited instead of, like, just unedited recording. And then I'm going to do other games as well, but those are going to be unedited. I think that's kind of like 3 different streams of things that I want to make. We'll see how much I can actually get done. We will see. Truly, however, after the new update to the Java version, I found larger scale battles to be watchable. Oh, that's true. Yeah, last time I tried it, it was before the Java update, so maybe it's easier now. Well, anyways. Thanks, I love your videos and streams. I've learned so much about Star Sector and enjoy the game way more. I'm happy to be helpful, Vedentron. Yeah, so I've got to go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had a good time. And I'll see you in the next one.